How did I end up falling for?
Yo, what's up guys, it's your girl Rowlene and this is the weekend turn up, and shout out to Sporting for the amazing feature. I grew up listening to a lot of Whitney Houston and a lot of Celine Dion and a lot of Mariah Carey. I didn't know, but now when I listen to my music I'm like, whoa, it's so much like things that I can compare to like the things that I listened to growing up. Imposter was recorded by the first producer that I've ever worked with, like ever. His name is Randall, and he had this little studio in his house, at the back of his house, and like this little, I don't know, 7 quarters thing. And he was super passionate, and I was very confused because I was like, yo, this is your day job, you do this like every day. And he's like, yeah, this is my thing. But the way we met was also unconventional because it was through a friend of mine that literally just had to pick up her hair straightener that evening. And she's like, oh God, my friend sings, like you should hear it. He's a producer. And I'm like, what does that mean? So at the time I had absolutely zero clue about what I was doing, what a producer was, what like pulling up to studio meant. It was just like, yo, pull up on this Friday, let's see what we can do. And that Friday we made like 3 songs. And Imposter was not written by me. It was written by Warwick and himself, Randall. And it was so cool how they would like literally put the whole thing together, and then you listen to it afterwards, you're like, yo, that's me, I just put that together. Like that was my first ever studio session that I've ever had, like ever. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy, this is really cool how you can create something and then listen to it and actually tell a story at the same time. And then we kept doing that every single Friday, and I just piled up on music that I had no clue as to what I was going to do with it, where I was going to put it out, but I was doing it because I was having fun and I was truly passionate at the time because I saw how hardworking these 2 people are and they truly enjoy what they're doing. And I'm like, whoa, okay. We became very acquainted and we became like really good friends. We still work together to date, like now. And that was so long ago. And then we sent the song out to Rihanna's team at the time because she was working on the album Loud, and some of the songs actually got placed but she didn't use them, but we were just making demos at the time. And obviously I got more interested because I'm like, ooh, international placement's crazy, and I'm still in high school. And then Randall, we had this deal of if it doesn't get placed you can have it, and I was like, ooh, great, I get to have songs. And then Imposter was the first song I decided upon to like send out to radio. I then sat down and I called like all the radio stations. I didn't know what I was doing. They then called back. They're like, yo, we really want to play your song, but do you have an ISRC code? And I'm like, what is that? It was so confusing. And I'm like, okay, cool, Google, hit up I'm like, oh gosh, I need to be with Samro, I need to learn. And I had to learn all of that in such a short space of time because there weren't really other people around me that was musically inclined and knew anything about the industry at the time. So the radio group FM at the time helped me. They said, look, we can help you out. This is how you apply for Samuel. This is how you do that. And I got this code and it was crazy. And then I signed up for this, and it was like a whole long story short. My song ended up playlisted, and they hit me up. They're like, yo, tune in at 7:30 on Tuesday. Your song's playing. I'm like, what? Okay. My parents, literally everyone, all my friends tuned in. They all like WhatsApp me. They were like, yo, dude, your song's playing, you're on radio, you're famous. And I'm like, nah, not really. Like, yeah, cool, great. I have a song on radio, but like, what does that mean? Like, where do I go from here? And I kept making music, and all those songs that I made every single Friday turned out to be like a catalog of music that I didn't even really think I had. I then placed them all on SoundCloud. I was like, you know what, whatever happens, happens. I put them on SoundCloud, and that's how I met Zion Marcus, who was Nasty C's former management. So Dance to You was a song I made in Cape Town with the same click, and it was just like very pop, very hip, and very Cape Town based. I think it was very like top-down beach type of song, and I envisioned like the drop of it and what I would have wanted for a music video. I had the whole idea of what it should have been, but then Zion happened, as aforementioned, and they then had a plan for, they're like, yo, Ricky Rick's popping right now, let's see how we can make this happen. And they made the feature happen. The song dropped. It was really cool. I moved out to Joburg. That was the biggest step, because I came here with absolutely nothing, no expectations. I was like, yo, backpack, haha, let's see what this is gonna do for me. And I literally got to work with so many cool like people. Like I'm super inspired by them because like their work ethic is crazy. And a lot of my features happened with me not being in the same room. It was a lot of emails like where they'd hit me up like, yo, like the Aries feature. I was still in Cape Town when he hit me up. He was like, yo, I have this song I would like for you to be on. And I'm like, okay, cool, send it through. He emailed it to me, I finished it, I wrote it that same night. I went to the studio the following day. I was like, yo guys, I need to finish this thing. I need to send it off. This guy needs to drop it on his project. I have no idea what's like supposed to be happening, but he hit me up, so whatever. We didn't meet until like Amen. We were in the same studio like space at his place recording that, and that's when I met Flame and the rest of the guys. And that was a lot of synergy. I think like a lot of the songs that we made in that short space of time, because it was more than one song, was based off good vibes and just like dope synergy and just good music. Like it was like freestyling almost, like, and that was new. That was very, very new for me because I'm so used to being in a space, working alone, writing, going in, delivering what I worked on. And with them it was just so different. Like they're so unconventional. Everything was just like, yo, don't be so uptight, just record. Like it doesn't have to be perfect, you can do it again. And then like working with everybody else, working with Nadine, like I was really amazing. Working like that was one of my favorite experiences because she actually became one of my like really close friends. Nasty is like that's completely different. That's just synergy. Like we met and like we clicked immediately.
Okay.
I definitely think that there are some songs on my past projects that I could have done better. But at the time, that was the best that I could have done. So I look at it now and I'm just like, you've grown tremendously, because being said that I can record myself now and be in a space of telling another producer or another artist of like, yo, maybe you should do it like that, or maybe you should apply that type of thing. Like knowing what I want, I feel like is also one of my biggest strengths musically. So for those songs, it's like lyrically, a lot of those things only happen to me afterwards. So it's kind of a law of attraction thing. So I'm learning to be more positive musically. But I think a lot of the things that I said then was happening, and I was being as honest and real as possible. And I think that's all that matters, because I don't want to be making music that doesn't really relate to me, because then it's awkward to perform it. I've been through that and it's really weird. I'm currently working on my debut album, 1111, which is likely to drop on 11/11. I know. I'm super excited. Like this is a project that I've been working on for more than a year now. I've been stressing everybody out about it because I know what I want it to sound like, and sonically it just needs to be angelic, because that is what 11/11 is about. Like being in like the divine timing and just knowing and owning your space and understanding like what it is that you're looking for, the path that you're on. And a lot of the songs, I reworked a lot of them because like I'm a workaholic, I'd like to say, because I work every day. Like my manager just asked me like, what are you doing in studio? And I'm just like, some of the songs I know won't make the project, but like it's also an outlet. So I sing a lot of songs that I won't let anyone hear. But this album has been a big investment for me, because I've been calling a lot of my friends, because I know how musically talented they are, and I know that they could bring that specific aspect to the song. So there's a lot of like live aspects from Cape Town, friends back from Cape Town and stuff. So I try to make it a project where I could involve a lot of people that musically inspire me, like locally. So there's a lot of people that worked on production, like Gemini Major, Talaman, Nasty, so Select Play. There's Impilo, Master A-Black. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that actually, I like that. I like collaboration. I like getting to work with other people that are like-minded, or not even like-minded, like that are completely non-conventional, and then push me to like be the best version of myself, or like just out of the box that I put myself in. So the only feature that I have on there, there's two features actually. Manana, absolutely love him. You guys should check him out, like he's amazing. He's also dropping a project soon. And then Nonzo Amari, he is from Nigeria. but he lives in Toronto now. But yes, that's the only 2 features I have on my album right now, and I'm super excited for you guys to hear it. I would tell my younger self that you're doing great, calm down. Like, because my younger self worked really hard and was an overachiever. So like, I would tell my younger self to calm down and just live in the moment. And not to depend on other people, but not be like, allow your ego to get in the way of knowing when you need help and asking for it. But being the person you need at the same time. Like, just do what you're doing. You're doing great. Because like, be indispensable. I like to tell people that, because right now I know for a fact that nobody can do what I do.